Do that at the end.
Yeah. Well, hello and welcome to 2018's recap of the year. And we thought we'd do a little recap for you, especially if you're new to our channel or this is your first time clicking on us.
And as we're not doing any sailing at the moment, we thought we'd show some of the stuff we have been doing.
Yay!
Because we've actually had a good year sailing this year. We've had the last few seasons have been difficult for us with family things, and as it happens this year, it wasn't actually that easy. But with the good weather we've had, it's actually proved to be quite good because we don't just do. We aren't just a dinghy sailing channel or a cruiser racing channel or a cruising channel. We just show us
family life,
us going sailing, and we like anything on the water, and we show you all the different things we get up to. So this year, stroke last year. I suppose you're actually going to probably watch this in 2019. I should have thought about that actually. This is a recap of last year, really, isn't it? Anyway, we started with the New Year's Day race, which we always try and do and we did it this year in our National 12. It was the first time we'd sailed it, and we had high hopes for us going National 12 sailing. That's why we bought it. We thought we won't do much dinghy sailing, but we'll try and make the most of it and sail a boat we like. But for various reasons,
no babysitter is the main reason. When you're dad every Sunday.
Yeah. Family life gets in the way, and it's been kind of difficult. So anyway, the gist of it, the fact is, if there's any disappointment of this year, it's the fact that we didn't get to use our 12 hardly at all. We sailed
really
it 3 times, I think, and each time there was no wind.
Yeah.
But we did do the New Year's Day race, and that's always fun, and it was good.
Yeah.
We also did a bit during the winter I showed you a bit of me racing my radio control laser dinghy toy boats, which I haven't done any of that this year either yet.
Well, you went once, didn't you? And something blew up.
Oh yeah, I broke it.
He came home and it cost him a lot of money.
Yeah. Anyway, we're planning to do a bit of that again this year, but whether we'll film that, I don't know. Then the first time we kind of got out on the cruiser wasn't on our boat, but it was it February? When was it?
I don't know, and it was demolished.
I think it was February. Was it?
It was
January?
cold.
It was cold. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kingsnorth Power Station, the big chimney there got demolished. It's been one of the landmarks around here forever, and it's certainly one of the racing landmarks. Yeah, when you discuss a course with someone, you say down to the chimney or whatever. Anyway, the chimney went, so we took a day off work and we went and filmed it.
And that was good fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's been various things. We've done a lot of exploring this year, which has been good. Elizabeth, who should be sitting here, but she's growing up now.
She's nearly a teenager. She's watching telly.
She doesn't want to be with mum and dad making a film. But anyway, she likes digging around in the mudlarking, and check out her channel and see some of the things she's done. But as part of that, we've been exploring in our canoes. We've got a canoe and a duck punt, which is kind of like a sailing canoe. And we bought an old Wayfarer off the club, which was good fun. So we've been exploring in those.
We've actually done quite a bit as well and haven't filmed a lot of it, which on hindsight we thought, we should have filmed that. We've done, we actually did a real race, an evening race with Wilsonian Sailing Club. It was a peachy kind of 7 to 10 mile an hour winds, wasn't it? And we were like, that's perfect. Until we turned the corner at 24 and it was probably up to 15.
Yeah, we had Elizabeth with us who didn't really like the windy stuff, but as it happened, the three of us were just the right size for a Wayfarer. It was windy.
Well, you know when you said you could just come along and not do anything, now we actually need you to hike with us. We didn't fly the kite, but amazingly, obviously a Wayfarer is a very good handicap because we came 9th out of like 29 boats without flying our kite, and we weren't tacking on shifts. We were just like minimum amount of tacking with Izzy on board. But that was good.
We did all right.
We had good fun with that.
I did the Wayfarer Nationals as well, talking about Wayfarers. So,
really
but we didn't film that either.
But that was like with no wind.
Yeah, well, it was light winds.
Yeah.
We should talk about things we have filmed though. We've been exploring with the Wayfarer. The reason we bought the Wayfarer we did, because the club had 3 of them to sell, and when they asked me which one I wanted, I said I want the one with the outboard bracket on. Because it's allowed us to put our little 2.5 horsepower outboard we use in our tender on the back. And actually, it's a brilliant little exploring boat like that because it pushes it through the water quite happily, so you can sail when you sail, And like we did a Friday night, went up to the other submarine that's up near Rochester Bridge, and there was no wind, but it didn't matter because we could just motor when we needed to.
Yeah.
So
we don't mind beaching it, do we? We did mudlarking at Who Island as well.
Yeah. And because it's an old boat, we just drag it up the beach. You don't have to be too precious with it. So
that was I really enjoyed that day. Yeah. It was good fun.
It was good.
What else have we done?
Well, of course, most of you are going to know us because of Seahorse. So we filmed a lot of my single-handed racing again, or at least me racing single-handed, even if it hasn't been a single-handed series, which has been great. The boat's been great, and the weather this year has not been too bad, really. We've had some nice sunny days, some good breezes. Some of them will be light winds, but generally speaking, we've had a good year sailing this year. So that was good. We've done some family cruises as well. We had summer cruises like we always did, although that didn't work out quite so well because the heat wave we had came to an end pretty much the day we left, or the second day. So, but anyway, it was good. But the more notable, we went along with a club who organised like bank holiday weekend cruises, and we did a couple of those with the club. Went to Conya Creek, which is neither of these are that far for us, so
but we would never go without the club, I don't think. Not to start with, anyway.
Both of them are places that dry out everywhere on the east coast. If you're not familiar with the east coast of England, it's covered in mud. The water's not that deep, and we have big tides. So when the water goes, it really does go. And Conya Creek is a beautiful little creek, but it's completely transformed when the tide goes out because there is no water, and your boats are all just left sitting on the mud.
Yeah.
But it was really good, and that one was made more interesting because on the way into this creek, which is a very narrow little tributary sort of dike you almost have to go up, we came across a boat that lost his propeller. Well, we didn't know he'd lost his propeller. He'd lost his all drive. We helped tow him off the mud. At that point, he didn't know he'd lost drive, and we carried on into the marina. But then some friends of ours that were following behind ended up having to tow him in, and then we had the fun and games of trying to get a boat with no engine into the mud, because you don't just drive into the pontoons at Conya, you have to kind of force your boat into the mud. So that was fun and games. Anyway, check that film out if you want to see what happened there. And equally, we went to Benfleet, another place where the water disappears, but this time, rather than sitting in the mud, you're left high and dry. You have to tie yourself up alongside a wall, or in our case, we tied ourselves up alongside a pontoon that kind of went up and down, which was actually harder than it needs to be. Again, check out the film if you want to know. But
it was a good adventure. I'm glad we did it.
It was good fun, and a really friendly club. I mean, both clubs are fantastic. Really good.
But it rained all the time again.
Yeah.
We seem to be jinxed with the rainy stick, I think.
Well, only at Benfleet. So.
Sea thoughts, red sand.
So going back to the mudlarking, one of the reason Elizabeth got into mudlarking is we came across a channel.
Christmas Day last year. We had both our dads here.
A lady called Nicola, who does mudlarking on the Thames and the Medway. We were watching her channel and thoroughly enjoyed it. But anyway, we ended up bumping into her. When was this? Was this start of the year or middle of the year?
Yeah, I think mid-season. We'd already done some mudlarking before we met Nicola.
Anyway, we bumped into Nicola and we chatted, and she's a really nice lady, and we got friendly with her. And then later in the season, we decided we wanted to go, before we got the boat out of the water, we decided we wanted to go out to the Red Sand Faults, which are out in the middle of the Thames estuary. And we took Nicola with us. And that turned out to be a fantastic day.
We were expecting a day of sailing.
Yeah, well, there was no wind.
No wind. Never known it like that.
But we went out with the tide and came back with the tide. And it was actually a really surreal day. It's a very, I don't know, a lot of history in the place, and it's quite eerie in a way.
Well, and we did our first, I don't know if Nicola knew that, but it was our first ever night sail, because we never sailed at night.
Came back in the dark.
Pitch black dark.
Wasn't that bad, but
But it was still good fun. Yeah. And what else have we done?
Well, anyway, the most noticeable thing, of course, about all this is that we've now decided we might sell Seahorse.
Yeah.
We put her up for sale. We're not desperate to sell her, and we're not selling her because we're giving up. If we sell her, we'll just buy something slightly bigger. Elizabeth's now growing up, and she says she needs a bit more space, and she wants to take friends with her. And Seahorse is a fantastic boat, but it's all right for a family, but not really for taking guests with, because the heads are right next to the V-berth. So if you sleep on it, you know, well, you don't really want strangers going to the toilet right next to your head. So we've decided we're going to sell her.
Very close as a family.
If we don't sell her, it's not a big deal. We'll continue sailing Seahorse because we like it. It's a perfect boat.
She is perfect for him. It's just Izzy. Hey ho, we've got sailing with Steve. We did his birthday, and I've put adventures. Don't know what that means. No. But we're hoping, if we're blessed with nice weather, to take his boat out over Christmas. And if we are, then we will film it.
We might get to do a bit more sailing.
But this is us with the weather luck, so probably won't happen. We wanted to say thank you. Do you want to explain what that is? Because you're more technical than I.
There's been some very generous people that have actually helped us by donating some money to our channel to help with the cost of these things. So thank you to all those that did. And we treated ourselves and bought a new 4K Panasonic video camera, which is what we're filming this on. So hopefully next year's films will be even better than they've already been. Anyway, the red light's on the camera and the battery's going to go flat.
Yeah. So
we better say goodbye. Yeah. If you haven't already seen it, we're going to do a Christmas special, which we've done. We're going to do the New Year's Day race to kick off, hopefully, to kick off next year's sailing. And as Hannah just said, we're going to hopefully get out with Steve. So even before next season starts, we've got a few things lined up. So
fingers crossed. Yeah. Right then.
So bye everyone.
Happy
New Year.
Sailing. Bye.
I pushed the button there before it stopped.
We definitely made.
Yeah, it's got to stop in a minute.
It was all a bit rushed because we were pressing the red button.